Hello everybody, I'm Yu-Gi-Oh! Deckmaster, and today is Dark World Day! Yes, it's going to be me bringing you the Dark World duels. Sorry it took me so long. I threw my back out a little while back. It took me a while to get it back to, good condition. So, this will be a mirror match, and I'll try to get up some single duels later, versus other decks, to kind of give you a feel of how Dark Worlds go against it, at least in my case. So, with that said, let's get started. Of course, I draw pretty well, but the one thing I learned going through this is mirror matches are kind of a bitch, because you got to be hesitant on using those dealings and those drag downs, because, well, the drag downs you could kind of work around if you kind of get an idea that your opponent has non-Dark World-ish cards in their hand, but the Dark World dealings, man, they get a discard and then they get that added effect, and that just kind of fucks you up. I've never played in a mirror match before with this deck, so I really wasn't too prepared on what to do. Of course, as you can see, did the whole tour guide combo into a Grapha thanks to Foolish, with him only having a Reckless Greed set down. I'll put a link to my buddy, my opponent's YouTube channel in the description. I cannot remember his YouTube name right off the top of my head. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. It's just been a long week. In the description at the way top. Well, obviously, with him drawing into a Dark Hold this first match. Yeah, and he gets a Reckless Greed. Okay. Summons Beige for 22. And as you notice, my one theory, I actually never said it to you all, but my one theory was I wondered if we could stack two field spells like this, would we both get some kind of plus here? Would all the fiends gain 600 because each field spell gives 3? And after that, he kind of ended because he saw where I was going to go with that, and there was nothing he could do because he used the Reckless Greed too early. And sometimes you're forced to in these type of decks. So let's go ahead and head on to the second duel, shall we? Yep. Give me a sec. I gotta actually pause. Yeah, okay, he has a Silva. I don't run Silva. I gotta figure out which deck is mine. I don't run Silva, so that would definitely be his. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. Reckless Greed. Hate drawing into one of them, but it's workable. Going first, of course, to these new format rules when they take over is going to be a bitch, because only drawing 5 cards really hinders you, and, if you win or lose the first duel, you can always make your opponent go first, which can really hinder them with only the 5-card draw. Of course, he summons Beige and attacks me for that 19. Wha-bam! I mean, I could have compulsed it, but honestly, what was the point? And we both got a Reckless Greed set, go figure. Of course, at the time, I didn't know all this, and I don't got any discard outlets. So I have no choice but to attempt a Reckless Greed, do the Dark World dealings. Now, this is where it kind of fucks you up, because he gets to pick a card, discard. I get to pop his monster. He gets to summon his, and then turn around and make me lose 2 cards in my hand. This is where mirror matches are kind of fucked up, man. I mean, luckily it's 2 random cards, so it's not like I knew what he had or he knew what I had. But still, that's kind of fucked up, and that's going to hurt you some. Luckily, my Grapha is able to kind of take care of his Silva before it gets too much field presence. I do run one thing that helps me benefit in this deck, is I run the ability to synchro summon in this deck, which most people don't, because of Raven. I don't really have a side deck for this, but if I did, it would definitely have a 3rd Raven in it. Damn it. I should have compulsed his, well, he probably didn't have anything on the field, then, man. Anyway, yeah. Grapha versus Grapha. Suicide! Not sure why you would do that, because that's just... okay. Alright, he's going to play the other gate, discard, get an extra draw, and then turn around and get his Grapha back. That does put him at an advantage, and should I try to do the whole suicide thing, it's going to leave my field open unless I draw the field spell, which I can't because I use Reckless Greed. So as you can see, this kind of hinders me using Reckless Greed. So the main concept I'm going to probably try to do is summon Grapha and kind of hope to hold out until Reckless Greed ends. But, yeah, single Reckless Greed is really bad in any deck. That's why I can never see this card getting hit, really, because the pure fact is, I mean, that whole negative draw thing, if you don't stack it, you're going to regret it. And it can cost you the game. And right now I'm thinking this might have fucked me up. Let me get a drink. Oh, great, beige. I mean, obviously he's going to suicide Grapha for Grapha, and then attack me. Well, bam, beige, and Levier. But you saw the upstart goblin, the 1,000 points he gave, that doesn't mean shit right now. And then he can use beige to bounce back and get Grapha back main phase 2 and end. And this puts me at a incredible disadvantage right now. There's not much I can do, especially because my draw is like completely gone. I can try to go for Grapha, attack his Levier with any luck. Oh, it went through. Well, that's good. What does he have facing MST and Reckless Greed? Probably would MST my gates, should I have it up or something. That is one thing I noticed in my build. I didn't put much spell or trap destruction. I actually had that brought to my attention by a subscriber or a fan commented something. I'm not sure what he was considered, but either way, I don't really have much spell or trap destruction in here. I'm going to have to probably try to revamp that some. But obviously this is game here. I mean, there's not much I can do. So we're going to head into the third round. See what happens. Let me just get the decks right first. I don't run Mind Crush in my deck, so there we go. Not in the main, at least. Half tempted on reconsidering that. I mean, Mind Crush is good, especially if you know what you're calling. Okay, this is not too bad. Upstart. And my opponent, I gotta give him real good props. I mean, he had a lot of the cards. Like, I mean, right now he has Dark World Dealings and Drag Down to the Grave. So, you know, and he knows how to play it right in a mirror match. He's probably been in a few himself. Me, this is my first, so, you know, I kind of don't think things through as well as I should because I'm used to just going off. Because against other decks, it's like, what the fuck you gonna do? But against Dark World, you going off is gonna just cripple your ass. Especially if you're basically giving them a benefit here. And, obviously, he's going to hit my upstart. I mean, he kind of figured out, or he was probably hoping I had something non-Dark Worldy. If I would have thought that through, I'd have probably set all my back row in phase, but I did not really think that through. If I had the field spell, that would be good. Damn it. Got Eradicator. I would have probably called Spell, most likely, because Dark World decks don't really run a high concentration of traps. They're more spell heavy. But right now I'm kind of on the par. That's the one downfall also of Dark Worlds, and going first in this case, and a lot of times with. Though technically I think I went second. But either way, the one downfall of Dark Worlds is if you don't get the cards that let you discard your outlets, basically, which is one thing I like about Fable Raven. He's an extra outlet. He's a mini card destruction for the most part. Even if you don't want to synchro with him, you just discard all your Dark Worlds and get pluses that way. But if you don't get it, and as you see, I got 3 monsters and a Reckless Greed, which I'm trying to hold off from using because it really fucked me up the first game. There is just no way to come back from it. It sucks. But sometimes you get bad draws. And I made a few mistakes because I wasn't prepared. I wasn't in the mindset of going in a mirror match, and that was my problem. I'm still confused on why it didn't let me activate my effect at that point in time. I had lost a thing. He activated his. I should have been able to chain and activate mine. But it did not give me the option to respond. So I try to go, because, you know, he only got 15. I can kind of take that. I'm going to try to take the 15 maybe for a turn or two to hopefully get the card I need, because I don't want to pointlessly waste Reckless Greed and screw myself over. But right now I'm drawing all monsters, and I only run like 16 fucking monsters. Yet that's all I'm drawing. I just don't see an out to it, so I Reckless into Raven, which would be the perfect out, because, I mean, I could discard all 5 of them. Alright, he compulses. Alright, fine. Damn it! Mind Crush. Fable Raven. And at that point in time, my main concept is gone. And of course, because I used Drag Down, I didn't know what else to do. Rookie mistake there when it comes to going against mirror matches. Because Snow's going to get its second effect, be able to special summon my motherfucker from the graveyard, and I'm not going to get shit. And though I did get the field spell. I did a whole field spell loop. But I totally forgot when I did that my gateways was on the field. See, what I should have did was pop my own monster, let it go to the graveyard, and then I could have done some stuff. But I popped his card thinking, hey, he's going to have to pop one of his own cards, forgetting that my gateway was on, or yeah, gates was on the field. And that right there just... That just screwed me up, because he just killed my major resource. And I screwed myself up there. Like I said, I'm just not used to going against mirror matches. I'd have been playing that a lot better if it wouldn't have been a mirror match. But it is what it is. So I try that, but obviously... he didn't have a card to destroy. Not bad. I got to go off a little, but it all really depends on what he can do. And as you can see, him drawing into the exact Dark World, even if he wouldn't have, he would have had the Upstart Goblin, which could have increased his chance of drawing into another Dark World. And that's going to allow him to summon out his Grotha and kind of just push for game. I'm not going to say that I played that to the best of my ability, but it was a fun duel to play all the same, and thanks to you, my friend, for having it with me. Alright, I'll get you the other duels here in just a little bit, and until then, I say peace out, rock on, motherfucker!